Hey y'all, welcome to Preparing for Finals the Right Way. This short module is designed to ease the transition for you as you move from high school to college. I'm Dr. D and I'll be your guide. As you prepare for final exams, there are right ways to prepare and there are wrong ways to prepare. What I am suggesting and providing here for you aren't the only ways to prepare and get it right. They're just some of the suggestions that I decided to share based on my experience. I've lumped my suggestions into two categories. There are the academic suggestions that talk about the content in the exam itself and how to prepare for that. And then there are the logistical suggestions that talk a little bit more about how you physically get yourself into the right place for the final exam. The first category of preparations are academic in nature. I have about 6 or 7 of those. The first thing you want to do is clarify what material is going to be covered on your final exam. You want to know if the exam is cumulative, which means it will cover every topic that you've seen since the first day of class, or if it is only going to test you on the material that you've seen since the last test. This is very important because it lets you know exactly how much material you need to study. Once you've clarified what's going to be covered, then create a study guide. You want to create a study guide for every single class that you have. There's a module in this course about creating study guides. If you've not seen it or listened to it, I suggest you do that now. You also want to retake each quiz and test that you've had this semester so that you can get your brain working and understanding how all of the questions may be posed on your final. You want to get back into that rhythm of taking tests and knowing that you know how to take a test in a comfortable way. Also, when you retake each test, take it under quiet conditions. You want to do this as though you are taking the final. That means no music, that means no talking. You may need to go into a carrel in the library so that you can have a quiet space where you can retake these things. Don't review them, actually retake them. Once you've retaken them, take those to your professor or your TA so you can work through them again. Anything that you didn't understand, anything that you got wrong, this is the perfect time for you to go see your instructor or your TA in study hall or office hours or help rooms to get the assistance that you need to make sure you understand every concept that's going to be on your final. While you're doing this academic preparation, I don't want you to do it all individually. If you haven't already created study groups, create a study group. If you already have study groups, then use your study group. But be careful because sometimes your good friends are not good study partners. At this point in the semester, I hope you know which is which. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not. And the goal here is to get the best grade possible, not to have the best discussion possible. So think about that as you form and use your study groups. With your study group or by yourself, attend a study session. Go to study sessions that some instructors or some departments have to help students review for final exams. And if your instructor or department doesn't have a study session, then make one of your own, invite your study group, or maybe invite all of the students from your course, or from your section rather, so that you can get together and fill in the gaps in knowledge because someone knows something about everything on the exam. You can piece it all together and everybody wins. The next category of preparations are things that I consider to be logistical in nature. Confirm when and where your final exam will be. The classroom where your regular class is held is probably not going to be the location of your final exam. The time of day may change as well. Confirm this through your syllabus, and if you don't have the syllabus, check the online course management system, check with a friend, or ask your instructor. You also want to prepare everything that you'll need for your exam the night before. That's writing utensils, your calculator, note cards if you're allowed to have them, drafting tools perhaps, whatever you may need for your exam, have that in one place so that you can pick it up and walk out the door as you go to your final. I'd also like you to get 6 or 8 hours of sleep the night before your final. I know the students like to pull all-nighters, but they're really not that helpful. Your brain doesn't work in the same way after you've been up too long. Your neurons don't fire in the same manner as they do when you're adequately rested, and you can't recall information in the same way. So do your best to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep the night before. I'd love for you to have breakfast, but you may not be a breakfast person, so I didn't put that on the slide. Lastly, set alarms or reminders so that you'll arrive 15 minutes early to your final exam location. I don't want you to oversleep or get caught up in the dining hall or just lose track of time and then end up late to your exam. Set an alarm so that you'll get there, you'll be in the seat, you'll be comfortable and ready to go. These are my tips for preparing for finals. There may be others that you have taken in from different people or different mentors or videos. Use those and apply those as they work for you. But what I want you to do is make sure that you get out and rock your finals. If you have any questions for me about how to get or stay college ready, you can hit me up through email, on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.